So in our last meditation, I want to bring a bit this insight, which I mentioned before, into, and that is so what you are aware of, you are not. So just noticing how there's the content of your experience, sensation, feelings, sounds, and there is awareness of those. So there seem to be two. And the content of your experience, these are objects of awareness, the objects of awareness, the clouds in the sky. They are not aware that the awareness of those, it comes from somewhere else. You are aware of the body. You are aware of your thoughts. You're aware of your feelings. It's not that the feelings are aware. You are aware of that. So, what is that? What is that which is aware? Where does it come from? So it's also connected with a backward step, like stepping backward out of the stream. So the stream, that's the display of your karma, sensations, feelings, thoughts, sounds. Yeah. And then there is the witness, that which is aware. That's where it's the capacity, the source from where you are looking from. It's the source of light which is illuminating the content of your experience, like the sun is illuminating. So let's play with that a little. Taking time to drop into the body and just sliding or gravitating towards present moment awareness. And recognizing thoughts about the past and the future as just what they are, just thoughts, just fantasies. So this is all we have, this moment, present moment awareness. This is everything, what is. You might want to stabilize a bit with the flow of the in and out breath lightly, not as a concentration, but just lightly noticing. And softening, letting go, giving yourself the permission to do nothing. And allowing or accepting this moment as it is. Like the sky allows birds to fly through. And if something comes to the foreground, a felt sense in your body, pleasant or unpleasant, without labeling it, without giving it any meaning, just giving space. Just feeling, seeing, hearing, I notice then that within the space of awareness is not only what you would call the inside world, there's also the outside world. It's also within awareness, within consciousness. There's no boundary between so-called inside and outside. It's all happening within awareness, within consciousness. Like a dream which happens within the consciousness of the dreamer. So this moment happens is experienced within awareness. And then you rest. There's nothing to do. Everything happens by itself. Appreciating that there's nothing solid. It's all changing, flowing, moving, like a movie. And there's witnessing. And noticing that the witnessing doesn't come from the content. And then you just rest. So whatever arises, maybe you get distracted for a while, kind of daydreaming, or you feel tired. So all that is content, and there's the witnessing. And the witnessing pervades everything. It's all conscious. It's all pervaded by consciousness. The traffic, the feelings, the thoughts, it's all the same consciousness. And within that consciousness, there's no center and no boundary. It's infinite. It's empty and full with everything. It's full with everything. And now, at the end of the weekend, whatever goodness, whatever love, whatever wisdom arose, we share with everything. And may this being wake up, break through the imagined prison of the narrative self, so that it can wake up all other beings from the nightmare of samsara. all beings be happy. And may people everywhere look after each other, also the animals. And then we can also reach out to our children, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, lovers, partners, friends. I know that some people who are here, who are listening, they have just lost someone or someone in their family is in crisis. So we all take them into our heart. May they awaken. May they wake up. So is there some question left? Could be also connected with something else than we have explored this weekend. Something in your practice or
I'm wondering, this rebirth thing, is it like necessarily regarded as something negative, or because for me, like as I experience it, like for me, it can also feel like it's kind of alleviating a lot of kind of stress from me, because I feel like if there is something like rebirth, then I don't necessarily need to like do everything in this life. I can like lead something else for the stream of consciousness to kind of take care of it itself later, and it's actually, it feels like really good.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, should I feel guilty for like thinking like this?
No.
Or?
This is one of the kind of benefits of holding that view, that it creates that sense of ease. So like Tibetans, they really, some of them really think that we are completely crazy, kind of trying to get there now, yeah. So they have just this. Okay, so I just do my best. I practice, and they have this really like this trust into the refuge and into the power of creating habits, wholesome habits, which then will continue in the next life, and so it's a good side effect of appreciating this view. Mm. Yes. And in the, I didn't get there into the, levels of the Lam Rim, the three scopes or the three levels of the Lam Rim. In the initial level, this is actually the main motivation of the practitioner on that level is to make sure to have opportunities to practice in the future. So it is part of the motivation on that level of practice. There is the other thing, like that there will be suffering. So that's also. So even if you continued, if you manage to bring this stream of consciousness into a safe direction through to the practice, it still will be very. I mean, it will be always difficult, no matter where you can continue. So, but just rejoice in that relief. Mm. It's good to contemplate this possibility of infinite stream of consciousness, and so if you have resistance towards that, to look into what are the arguments for you holding the view that there's that. So what are the arguments you could have that with the death of this body, that's the end? What are the arguments of it? What are the arguments to see consciousness as something which is bound to a brain? What are the arguments for it? It's good to look what are the arguments within the Buddhist tradition, and also in science, for that actually it's not matter which is the primary substance, but consciousness. To really contemplate that. If you really go into science, then that kind of materialistic point of view that the brain is the consciousness or something has no base. It is it's Newtonian science which can hold that view, but that's completely outdated and refuted by modern science. And it's not like philosophy or something. It's really it changes. It really changes the way how you feel about life, about yourself. I mean, if you cling to an outdated materialistic view that this is made from matter, and then somehow out of that matter springs consciousness at one point, that will make you. That's not just an idea. It will shape the way you live your life. It will shape what you do. It will shape the way you treat others and how you relate to things. How you relate to this world. So it's good to go deeply. I mean, not forever, because you're not going to get to the final conclusion. But it's good to question, if you are a materialist, to question that materialistic point of view. What kind of arguments do you have? And not only you have to read the books of the experts, people who have dedicated their life into these kind of questions. Yes, so I think nothing more is coming here from my side, I think.